Be right as rain, yelling or wandering around the house in a couple days. You just hate it.
Well, speaking of drugs, welcome back, everyone.
Hey! Good segue.
Back in Tremonto. Um,
Yes.
Still in Tremonto. Last we left our heroes, we had a meeting of the houses at the Palazzo di Tremonto, where there was some finger pointing going along. Uh, the Mystic Mechanicus presented their evidence to a demon worshipping cult operating right under the noses of these families here in Tremonto, as well as in the city itself. The ultimatum was given: get your houses in order, or I will. Uh, and some infighting uh, uh, began a little bit, uh, and then they all relented to go back and try to figure out who exactly. Well, we know most of who exactly was in the crypt that night, with one question mark from the Belamonte family, supposedly. The Doro said that they would send word ahead to have Lucius come back home, as he was on his way to a family vacation house, I suppose, uh, over in Port Mulligan, which is a city a bit of ways away.
He's been sent to summer school.
Meanwhile, we know from the Goldwater house that Alistair was up to no good, and a cryptic message from the marble given, pointing to pointing to mention that he'll be waiting at the Standing Stone. So we still have our scouting party that is going out and tailing them. Um, Afterwards, we made our way to the Temple of Joaquin, where we were extorted to have a greater restoration cast on the professor to remove a level of exhaustion. But at this rate, he is going to be right as rain, just as the wedding will come about. So, with that being said, it is getting into afternoon, late afternoon here in Tremonto, as you guys have just finished getting this greater restoration on the professor. I'll move you all back there. We are at this point a day and a half away from the wedding, the big event. So I'll move everyone back to Tremonto, and
So it's not tomorrow, it's the day after.
correct, you are.
Okay.
This is the afternoon of Friday the 28th. The wedding is happening on Sunday the 30th. So you have 2 more sleeps until it is wedding time.
Oh man, it sounds like we have to have a massive raging bachelorette party.
So with that being said, I will bring you back to Tremonto, and I will ask, for this next day and a half, uh, anything else you guys want to do here?
I want to ride in the pretty boat. There's definitely gondolas here, and Jade wants to ride in one.
I think Marcus would turn to you and he would say,
Oh,
"Yep,
your voice is cutting in and out.
yeah, it'll do that because I changed the scenes and the music is going, so I'll give it a second."
Can anyone else hear Joe?
No, he is robot.
Okay.
Yep, robot.
I just had to wait.
You just had to wait for a second. Okay,
Just
you're
had
good
to
now.
wait. I think Marcus would turn to you, Jade, as you say that, and he says, "They're gondolas, and they're actually quite romantic if you enjoy floating on the canals."
I don't know, I haven't really floated on the canal before.
He kind of shrugs and says, "Well, this evening is a perfect time to try."
That's true. Reverie, do you want to go on a romantic boat ride?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
think he would also turn to Naruko, and he would say, between all the excitement that's been going on this week, and also addressing the rest of you too, we never really got around to picking out who we want and what kind of size of wedding party we want. We should probably actually start doing that, as we expect that the rehearsal will be tomorrow, and after which it's usually traditional for us to go our separate ways for the evening until we see each other for the wedding on Sunday.
Jade leans into Reverie. That's when they have the naked ladies dance on the tables. Said the biter.
I think the bachelorette party would be better off to have tonight as opposed to the night before the wedding, because that just raises the chance of bad things happening.
Marcus, please. Are you saying that, or?
No, this is Neville.
Oh, okay.
Saying, there's a yeah, I think question for culture of this world that you have crafted for us, Joe.
Yes.
Is it traditional for wedding parties here to be sort of like divvied up by gender for bride and groom, or for like bride and groom to select, an equal number of cool people to like stand beside them, and you don't get into funny things like, oh, you have to have like my girl cousin in your bridal party because because gender is a construct.
I would say that, in a noble's wedding, I mean, really, anything goes. They kind of do what they want. Does not, and Marcus enough by now that he seems to be pretty progressive-minded. So I would say that there is no pressure, or there is no expectation of what you should do or what you have to do. I would think by now that Marcus would be pretty open to the fact that this is our wedding, and we should do what we want to make it our day.
Okay.
That seems like a conversation that would probably happen one of the nights that you guys,
Shacked up.
Yeah. I was just going to be like, oh, it'd be very convenient, because I could just pawn off Professor and ran over onto Marcus's side, because I don't know how many friends he actually has.
Oh,
It's gonna be so funny when we get there and like Naruko's the one who doesn't have as many people, and Marcus has like 28 groomsmen.
So Marcus will have like a ton of people filling out the church on his side, but Naruko has probably more close friends to agonize over, including in the actual wedding party. So like Jade and Yuki are auto includes. Ren, I'm going to assume Ren does not want to be made to stand up in front of hundreds of people.
Please, no.
Cool. Ren is excused.
Yay.
Reverie, sometimes Reverie's cool with being in a spotlight area. Sometimes Reverie is not cool. What's Reverie thinking on the wedding day? There has been at least one confirmed kidnapping attempt in this city already. I don't know if that sways your vote.
It's your wedding. Would you like me there?
You're one of my best and closest friends that I've ever met in my entire life. That'd be nice, but Red is also one of those, and Red absolutely does not want to be up there, and that's fine.
If you want me up there, then I'll definitely be up there for you.
Yay. Professor.
Hello.
Do you want to be up with the wedding party?
Let me roll a high or low.
Ah,
Yeah, that's no offense, but that's a hard pass for me.
That's totally understandable. As cute as it might have been to have Jeffrey be the ring bearer, that's probably also best we don't show him around.
Oh.
No, I mean you can
Oh.
do what you want with my familiar. I mean, getting up in front of 100 people that I don't know just feels an awful lot like work.
Then, okay, so wedding party will consist of Yuki, Jade, Reverie, and Arby. Feel like we can probably. It's 5 feels like the traditional number in a bridal party. Am I making that up?
Nah, that's about right.
I don't
Usually,
know.
Dude,
like 4 or 5.
we had a destination wedding in New Orleans where everyone dressed up, so I don't know what is the common thing. I also couldn't
then-
decide who I wanted to be my maid of honor, so everyone was, and everybody had a special task.
Very
We
sensible.
only had 3.
I think then that 4 will suffice because Mama will be, in the
Right.
Hedge family crowd.
Mhm.
Naruko really does not have any other close friends or family really. And the folks in Tremonto that Naruko might think to invite, like Livia or we just met her, witchy apple lady.
Oh, Alessandra.
Oh,
Alessandra.
Alessandra.
Yeah,
You'll
Marcus
be like
can.
her.
Yeah, Marcus can pull them in on his side if they meet the benchmark.
Mhm.
So, all right, we're it'll be 4 apiece.
Noted. That works because I already had 4 picked out for Marcus.
Nice. Love that.
um. So, would you be discussing these plans with him this evening?
No, I'm going to leave him completely high and dry. He's just going to have to react.
I mean-
No, yes.
Figure it out, man.
So in this planning, he would let you know that he also has 4 that will be on his side of the party. His best man is going to be Brutus, and then his other 3 groomsmen are going to be 2 of the Tupac players who you haven't met yet. They do have names. Their names are Enzo and Marco. And his uncle Oliver is going to round out the party.
Oh. Frickin' Brutus and Arby both standing directly next to their charges, clapping politely as they get married, but also scanning the crowd constantly.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Hilarious.
All right. That sounds like a good plan. Narco still has her dress tucked away, ready to go, so she's cool on that front.
Okay. So, Marcus proceeds to let you know, well, the rehearsal dinner is going to be, tomorrow night. We will, late afternoon, we'll go through the motions of what is going to be expected at the wedding itself. It's not going to be a fancy wedding, probably not going to be too long. We'll kind of go over where everybody's places are, how long it's going to last. We'll all have a quick and informal, well, not quick, but we'll have an informal kind of dinner all together. Me and my parents and our bridal party and whatever other closest friends we wish to invite. And then, because you haven't said anything to the contrary yet, he will tell you. And then traditionally we go off and you have your bachelorette party with your friends, and I go off to my bachelor party where we spend the night apart so that when we see each other the next day, our hearts will be fonder from the distance.
Are you sure it's wise to have the bachelorette and bachelor party the night before the wedding?
I mean that's always what traditionally has been done. Are you thinking otherwise?
No. Just looks over towards Professor and Ren and starts judging the odds of shenanigans. Just like, it'll be
Why are you looking
fine.
at me like that?
We cancel each other out. There's absolutely nothing untoward that could possibly happen in this situation. And if it does, it's probably Marcus's fault.
I do not think that is how that works.
See? Canceling each other out already. We're not even out yet.
Marcus kind of tips his head, but how's it my fault? I'm not the one planning anything.
Well, see, poor planning is not our fault. I mean, if it doesn't go according to plan, you had no plan, then whose fault is it?
Good luck, Marcus.
You should probably meet Marco and Enzo then. They'll be the ones that are hosting the evening. We're going to be going to the Gilded Oasis. At least that's what they tell me.
Does everyone in this town's name either start with Mark or end with O?
It's...
Oliver doesn't.
Oh, that's true.
Or,
I bet his full
or,
name is probably
or
Mark
Catherine.
Oliver O.
She's just going to keep listing off people who we've met whose name don't start or end with either of those letters. Or Lydia, or Amelia,
Bubba going over all the different shrimp dishes.
Madame Celeste, Sophia. Vincenzo doesn't with
Oh,
house.
sorry.
But Isadora does it. That goes on for minutes.
Marcus says, but you know, if you would rather do the party tonight, I mean, sure, that would be fine. And he kind of holds you. He kind of takes your hands in his, Naruko, and he says, "This is our wedding, and whatever's important to us is how we should move forward."
I think we've bucked tradition and such plenty during our visit here that I don't feel the need to skip tradition on this one just for the sake of it. Also, Jade is very, very excited about this. Your friends have plans already made, so we'll just roll with it. Just be careful. Don't get food poisoning or terribly hungover or die. Those all tend to put some extra stress on the morning preparations.
Yes, I agree, and I don't plan on doing any of those things.
Oh, I thought it was going to be fun.
As far as things Naruko can think to do with today, apparently by right of fucking shooting everyone inside, we now own a piece of property here in Tremonto, so maybe go check in with Livia on making some contracts to spruce the place up a bit, turn it into a community center or something.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we did a lot of work to make sure Verdant Holdings stayed solvent. I am going to get use out of them. Also, we can go talk to Maximilian, or the guy who is the union boss around here. He might be interested in doing some stuff with that.
Oh! Yes, I think I actually made a token for him.
Oh my gosh, he has a token now?
It does.
Hey, he's important. He's
How
on the
hot is he?
wedding.
Very important.
Hot. He's definitely gonna be hot. Show us.
It's D&D.
I'm gonna.
Everyone's hot.
Here he is.
Yep.
He's a hot older black guy. Of course he's hot.
That's Aurelian.
Aurelian. I keep remembering it's like Roman and kind of like an emperor's name, and I keep going to Maximilian, but it's actually Aurelian.
Yes. Here, let me let's throw him on the token layer. I'll put him in the market. Bop.
Yeah. So no surprise, Naruko doesn't know how to relax when she has free time, so she's just going to do business things for fun. Does not need the rest of the party following her around for that part if they would rather do things like, have a romantic gondola ride.
Yeah, I mean, so that is fully my intent for the rest of the evening. You guys are going to wind up having a bit of downtime this evening. You're free to go about and do as you like. Take in the sights, enjoy the city, or just you can just nap on the Corvus or hang out at Palazzo Goldwater. If you want to get back into the Red Hood Thieves Guild, even potentially rename it, that is completely up to you. Right now, the city is almost completely open to you, wherever you would like to go. So, why don't we do this one by one? I will go in order of the names that I see at the bottom of my Roll20 screen, so I'm going to start with Yuki. You have some downtime this evening. Is there anything you would like to do? Would you like to involve any of your party members? Anywhere you would like to go? Anything you want to investigate? Go shopping? All of this is... all of it is very...
I don't think Yuki wants to go shopping. Actually, I think she's gonna kind of amuse herself by, walking around the Centro Mercado and just kind of taking in the sights, taking in the local vendors, just kind of being not drug-seeking guard dog for a minute, and just, I think, just exist, really.
Okay.
I think Yuki's just gonna straight up vibe with
Nice.
the local vendors and whatnot.
All right.
She comes back. She has a vendetta with another tea vendor. And they're forever at odds.
Why do you make it a vendetta?
Why do you make a love vendetta?
She's found more orcs to be mad at because they're not Gorek.
There you go. The usual.
Yuki's just doing like a cafe tour. She's just finding all the best spots for teas, coffees, and other light repasts, and just kind of doing little mini reviews of each.
Yeah, because I think we've kind of, for the most part, since we've been here, hit the ground running. Trying
We've only
to.
been here 5 days.
No, I know, but
No, I know, but that's right. But we've only been here 5 days and we have not stopped.
right,
You're absolutely right. That's my point. It's like you were right.
we hit the ground running and just went. So I think, and we did have a little shopping stuff, but I think Yuki wants to take a beat and knowing that the wedding's coming up, it's gonna be a big day. They just did some really big shit, put some really good karma out there with the community center plan for the Red Hood. So I think Yuki wants to just embrace that kind of balance and take a beat and just enjoy where she's at, if that makes sense.
Okay. So, there are some tea vendors that are around the market, and actually, as you make your way back around, you will find somebody whose token I am dragging onto the map.
It's gonna win. I'm just kidding.
You find
Bedwin's here. That's a problem.
Right. Right.
A little bit.
There goes all that fucking comms and balance. Yuki's like, what the fuck?
I
If
wasn't
you're
expecting. I wasn't expecting Yuki to be involved in a love triangle subplot.
Heyo.
Some
Balls,
baby.
she was on the map.
She was the only one I expected to be in a love triangle subplot. She's the one
Right.
Yuki's the one who fucks.
Yuki fucks, man.
Oh, really? Naruko, like, off on an arranged marriage, but also discovering, what does love even look like for the first time. You weren't expecting her to maybe have some of that action going on?
We've held hands
There was kissing.
and kissed a couple times.
Mhm.
Bring it.
Truth.
So making your way around the central market, you find that a store has reopened where it was previously closed. You find the name of this store is called Rana's Botanicals.
Oh.
Behind the counter, you see a familiar-looking tiefling. Looking much more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed than the first time you met her, for sure.
Nice.
She is discussing. She's talking with another woman in the shop. There are some steaming cups of tea in front of them. They are surrounded by herbs. All this kind of stuff around them. And as you kind of make your way around, you peek your head around, you kind of catch her attention. And she smiles, gives you a little bit of wave over this other woman's shoulder. And she says, "Oh, hello there."
Yuki will just smile, just a truly genuine smile, delighted to see that Rana is doing so much better, and she will kind of walk over and say, "Well, hello, Rana. You looked amazing in your stores. Spectacular."
Oh, thank you. It's I have you and your friends to thank for that. I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't found me that day.
Yuki will smile and say, it must have been just the gods aligning things. It just wasn't your time. You were meant to do so many more important things, and I am so glad you are still here.
I was just discussing with my friend here, and I think this would be of interest to you. You seem to have quite an affinity for teas. Well, my friend Elena here, she's developed a tea that, well, it kind of has the effect of coffee, of kind of keeping you awake and alert, but can also bring you back from a point of being very tired.
Really?
Yuki,
That's something.
give me a medicine check. Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna roll regular dice for the rest of the night. We're just gonna let that 9 ride. I'm getting my regular dice.
I think as she mentions this,
Yeah.
it kind of clicks in your head. This sounds like something that could help Professor. Almost smells a little bit like smelling salt. This other woman kind of turns and nods to you. She appear. She look a little bit like this.
Oh.
And she smiles and she says, "You must try some. It actually has a very lovely flavor to it."
I would be honored. I would love to try it. Right? The first thing I thought too. I would be honored. I would love to try some.
Yeah, she slides it your way and says, "Please be my guest."
Yuki will, without doing any sort of checks, because we've learned nothing, she will take a sip of the tea.
As you sip the tea, it has a bit of an earthy kind of undertone to it, but you do catch flavors of apple, of berry, cinnamon, and you feel yourself perk up a little bit. Give me another medicine check with advantage this time.
Okay. And that is a dirty 20.
You're pretty sure this tea is very, very posh, very expensive to make. Probably only attainable by someone who has quite a bit of money, because it seems like 1 cup of this can remove a level of exhaustion.
Oh. I think Yuki will, clocking all of that, kind of put the teacup down and say, "This is very exquisite, and it would be amazing if this were available to everyone. Do you sell through Rana's shop? Do you have any when you make this tea, Elena, is this available through how?"
She smiles at you and she reaches out to shake your hand and she says, "I'm trying to set up something through Rana's shop here. Pleased to meet you. I'm Elena Doro. This is my wild root tea that takes quite a lot of time and effort to make, so unfortunately is a little bit on the expensive side. It is very rare. But, we're always trying to find better ways to make our processing more efficient so that we can perhaps make it a little bit more affordable. It does have a bit of a steep price tag right now, 25 gold pieces per cup."
I think Yuki will school her features so that her eyebrows don't go all the way up into her tippy tops of her kitty cat ears. Just say, "Wow, that is a definite steep price tag, especially for those who might be suffering, and this could really help people. Is there a less expensive way to source the materials, or is it possible that you grow your own and don't have to pay to have it shipped in?"
Well, you see, right now, the most expensive part is actually the apples. We're having them developed over at the Goldwater estate. They have a very special orchard right now that can grow a very special kind of... It's a moon apple, but it's a different variety of moon apple that where it gets most of its flavor and benefits from. Most of the other herbs and spices are pretty common, but these apples are very hard to grow, and it takes quite a lot of time and experience to be able to actually dry it out in such a way where it doesn't lose its properties when you make it into a tea.
I see.
How much is that in cannons?
Is the Yuki's gonna ask, are the apples, are they always so difficult to grow, or has there been a recent disruption in the supply?
They're just difficult to grow. You need the right blend of soil, the right ratio of water and plant food. I'm not much of a green thumb myself.
Yuki again will school her features to not be relieved that her friend did not eat all of the special apples. And you found that only these moon apples are sufficient in as an additive to these other herbs. Have you considered any other alternatives? Have you tried anything else?
This is the only thing we found so far that works, but we're always looking for new ingredients.
Mm.
It's always in the last place you look, as they say, right? But if it weren't in the last place that you looked, then why are you still looking?
You know, that is actually very wise. I have also always been confused by that statement. I think Yuki is gonna kind of rummage in her bag because, of course, she has her bag with her. She always fucking does. And do. I think she will. What do we have? She will pull out some. Just looking at all like immune to sleep. No, we need sleep. We need them to be sleepy. I think Yuki will pull out a little bit of wild root, which cures poison condition, and also some mother's leaf, which helps recover from disease, and say these aren't exactly like what it says your apples are, but these are fairly easy to grow and easy to harvest, and maybe the two of them together might be a balance and open up the availability of your amazing brew to help more people.
She kind of like rubs her chin a little bit, and she nods and she says, it's always worth a try. You seem to have some expertise in this.
Yes, at my monastery, I would brew tea and meet with all of the travelers that would come, and they would share some herbs that they had from far off lands, and I would use them to create these special teas. Became pretty good at it, if I do say so myself.
Give me a... Let's call it a performance check.
Alright. That is...
Either one.
Yeah, let's do persuasion. That is an 18.
18. She kind of smiles and looks at you and she says, I'm going to be serving tea at a very prestigious wedding tomorrow. I could use a helper. Would you be interested?
Yuki
that's tomorrow.
will...
Sunday. Sorry, Sunday.
Yuki will kind of just step back and be taken aback for a moment. You would like me to help? I'm actually going to be in the wedding, but I could help beforehand for a little bit if you need it, as long as Naruko doesn't need my help with anything.
Her eyebrows lift up and she says, You're in the wedding.
Well, yes, I am Yuki Musaka of the Mystic Mechanicus.
Oh, you're on the bride's side.
Yes, I am.
Oh, my apologies, I didn't recognize. Well, I don't want to put you to work if you're going to be there enjoying yourself. But, by all means, come visit my serving table during the reception. I'd love to have your insight on some things.
Yuki will smile back and she said, I would love to. Consider me there.
Fantastic. Well, I must be on my way, but it was lovely meeting you, Yuki, and I suppose we shall see each other at the wedding.
We'll see you on Sunday then.
She kind of smiles. She gives a nod to Rana, and she walks out the door.
Yuki will smile at Rana and say, "Well, I will let you get back to business. I don't want to take you away from your customers. I'm just so pleased to see you doing so well."
Rana smiles. She says, "Thank you." She goes, "Actually, I'll be at the wedding too. I was invited."
Yuki will smile even brighter and say, "Amazing. I cannot wait to see you there. It is going to be such a wonderful day for all."
It will.
As she's gonna start to walk out, and she'll turn around and she'll say, "Oh, will you be sitting on the side of the bride or the side of the groom?"
Sitting on the bride's side. I was invited on behalf of the Goldwaters.
Oh,
No. Well, then I will see you there.
Wonderful.
Yuki gonna buy that tea for Professor?
Huh?
Yuki gonna buy that tea for Professor?
Does he need it anymore? I thought he was cured.
He still got 2
No,
levels.
he's still got 2 levels of caution going on.
Oh.
I mean, he takes 2 more long rests and he's good, but
Yeah, no, we need him up and spry before that. Let me check. How much is it?
25.
25 gold.
Yuki has 43 gold, so she will buy one of them.
All right.
The fucking temple charged us 600
Yeah.
for this same effect.
We could have just come to the fucking tea shop.
We could have waited for our clerics to. Oh wait, do you? We don't have access to Greater Restoration yet, do we? That's like
No.
one more level.
That's one more level
Yeah.
up. I
No.
don't have that yet.
Naruto originally was going to be like, oh, goddess of like wealth and trade. Okay, I think that might be cool. And then after seeing their pricing plan, which is like, oh no, no.
So Yuki will pack away the tea, and she will thank Rana, and I think she'll clock to see how much of the tea is left to see if any more might be needed. She can come back and grab more once she gets somebody with more money.
So, let's see. The ingredients to make this tea are not available separately. You have to buy the actual cup of tea itself. So 25 gold gets you 1 cup of this tea.
Sure, no, for sure. But like, is there enough tea there so that if she
Could she
finds
buy
somebody
another
with
cup
more
of tea?
money, could she buy another cup of tea for Professor? If she finds someone with more money, like one of the other party members.
It appears that this cup is the last one currently in stock.
Oh shit! I'm glad she got it. Yeah. Alright, she will pack that away securely in the bottom of her bag so nobody else fucking touches it.
Alright.
And she will smile at Rana and make her way out of her shop and just keep making her way around and doing little Yuki things.
Alright. Lovely. Next name that I see is Jade. What are you doing with this downtime today?
Jade's gonna take Reverie on a pretty boat ride.
So there are gondola stops all up and down the main canal. Probably one of the most popular one is by Sunset Crossing. There are guys in the little black and white striped shirts. They got very long mustaches. They got fancy hat, big paddle. The gondola itself is like the Cadillac of the canal. Nice, rich, dark wood, gold trim on it, red, like satin seats. They escort you onto the boat. I think they recognize you as being part of the group that won the regatta, so they are very they're very happy to give you a ride complimentary because they want to be seen with you in their boat.
Ah.
So as you're boarding the boat, they kind of lead you guys on, and they say, are you here for just to sightsee, or is this a romantic sailing?
Oh, we were told it's very romantic.
Do you want the romance then?
Okay.
Romance package it is! And they push off with the boat. They push out into the canal. This dude starts singing operatically as they sail you down the canal. As he sings, little candle lights kind of light up around the end of the boat, and kind of out of a little compartment, in front of you pops up two long stem red roses.
Oh, that's so pretty and nice. Thank you.
He leans, the paddler kind of leans down to the both of you, and he says, "You can do whatever you like here. I am not watching." And he goes back to paddling and singing.
Okay. I don't know what else there is to do on a boat. Do you, Reverie? I just was gonna look at stuff.
So now I'm confused. So you mentioned a romantic boat ride, which is nice. But I thought that you meant like you were gonna take Narco, and I was gonna like accompany you all.
Oh,
And
she. Jade just shrugs and she says, "Well, Narco's busy with Marcus, so she hasn't really had time."
right. So
I just thought the boat was pretty. Do you not want? You don't have to. You could.
no,
You don't
I
have to be if you don't want to. I just thought the boat was pretty and it seemed really nice.
it is.
Marcus was the one who said it was romantic, and I was just, that's what that man said too. So
So why is he not watching?
I guess he's busy looking at where he's going and singing. Do you want him to stare at us? I kind of don't want a stranger to stare at me, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, then
No staring.
Oh, good. Okay. Here, and she's going to hand her one of the roses that had popped out of the little compartment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She takes the other one for herself. The city is really pretty.
It is. I didn't know cities could be on top of water like this.
Me either. Not without a bunch of magic, anyway. I mean, I imagine if you had a bunch of wizards doing stuff all the time, you could probably make it fly. Or float. But this is just here. And it's
Maybe.
really great.
Minus the possible kidnappings and the drugs. I think that this is a pretty good city.
To be fair, you've kind of almost gotten kidnapped every city we've been to. At least this is the prettiest city you've been almost kidnapped in. So
No,
it's aesthetically
definitely a
nice after the
positive way.
kidnapping.
Definitely a positive way of looking at things.
Yeah, the drugs are not so great, but we know we took care of that now, so no more of that. I guess except for the ones that Yuki has.
Why does she have them again? Is she like
She kept taking them from people, so I don't know.
Yuki's like a reverse drug dealer?
She is.
I don't think Yuki actually has any more left because she had to give them to the
Yeah.
the guys when they took the guy. Yeah,
Oh yeah, but Jay doesn't know that.
gotcha. Fair.
She just assumes you have a bunch.
Obviously.
You were always looking for it, so she just assumes you have a bunch of it.
Because I knew they were there.
They were there often. It's been a while since you and I have gotten to have some time together.
We've been very busy.
Mostly with the kidnappings and drugs,
And the wedding.
and the wedding, which is in the next day. Marcus seems really nice. Naraka really likes him.
Do you like him?
I don't have a reason not to like him. He seems very nice. And he is kind, which is good. He seems a little frustrating sometimes. But I think that's just because we don't know him that well yet.
Perhaps.
Do you think Noriko is still going to travel with us after she gets married? Or do you think she'll stay here?
Nariko doesn't strike me as the type of person that can sit still for very long.
No, but she also does whatever is best for people around her, so I'm sure if she thought that it was better for her to stay here, she would. Or if her mum asked her to or something.
I can't think of a reason that she would be. She seems very invested in what we're all doing, and she likes being with us.
She likes Marcus too, though.
Well, then we'll just have to convince Marcus to come with us. If it comes down to that.
That'll be just great.
Oh. Maybe we don't convince Marcus to come with us.
Well, I mean, if it's I had a tone, I'm sorry. I'm sure Marcus would be great. He would probably get along great with Syrian and the goblins, and he could learn how to do the rope things the goblins do. I think most of the time they just fling each other up in the air, so he would probably be a really good anchor point for them on the sails.
She'll probably need Marcus to help, run the business from here, though. So
Maybe. Well, I mean, he doesn't really run the business now, though, does he? That's his Uncle Oliver.
he can learn.
Oh, I'm sure he's learning. I mean, once they get married, Naraka's probably just going to be the one who runs it.
She does seem to be the type of person that takes charge.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's out with us, then somebody will need to run things in her stead. So
Yeah, it's true. Well, I guess we'll see after the wedding. They're definitely getting married.
are you worried about her staying here?
I was more worried before. I'm not as worried anymore. More just wondering, Don't
She
married
loves-
people usually stay together?
I guess.
Paul's not married, so I don't know. And anyway, we don't have to talk about Noriko. It's a boat ride with you and me. So, how are you?
Well, now that I can feel magic again, I'm doing pretty good. It's a little bit nerve-wracking staying in the Palazzo Goldwater, but it's probably not the worst thing in the world.
We can stay on the ship tonight if you like.
We don't have to.
Well, I know we don't have to, but
I mean-
there's also not a reason we can't. We can stay. It's right there in their little private dock. It's not like it's even too far.
Only if you want to. But I keep
What?
telling myself that if I can't cast spells, then neither can the people that are trying to come get me.
That is
So-
true. They definitely can't cast spells on you inside of the palazzo. They'd have to probably send like someone inside, and there's a bunch of people all over the place.
Right, who are you much larger than I am in most cases.
You are very petite. But I mean, Brutus is inside. He's pretty
But-
tall.
But he's protecting Marcus.
He would protect you too. He's a protector person.
You
Also,
think so?
Marcus hits people with his loop thing pretty hard.
I was kind of surprised by that.
I was too. I didn't think he knew how to fight people. He doesn't seem like a fighty type of person.
He didn't at first, no.
Well, then again, I guess I wasn't a fighty type of person before we all met either. That kind of happened quickly.
Well, neither was I guess. So
Yeah. Maybe it's us that's the problem.
session
Not a
title.
problem. Not a problem. Not us, me and you. I just mean like we find problems and we take care of it, and sometimes it's a bunch of fightiness that has to happen.
What about you? How are you?
I'm better. I wasn't super great earlier. I'm still mad at Professor. I'm trying to not be, but I'm still mad about it.
I can't blame you.
Good. Because I have done nothing wrong. I'll tell the Professor that. Sorry, I'm getting mad again.
Do you miss home?
Yeah. I guess I more miss the people than the actual place. But it's familiar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Every new place here is just a whole new adventure, but a whole new scary thing too.
I guess. I don't really know what it's like to stay in one place for very long, so
The only place I've ever been is home. Until I came here. Well, the only place I remember.
do you think I can come visit someday?
I'm sure Papa would let you come visit. I don't know how you'd get there without dying.
Oh. Well, that makes things slightly problematic.
A little bit. Well, I bet there's spells. I can ask Papa. I'd love it if you came to visit, because then you can meet everybody, and you can see my room, and my garden, and I meet all my friends.
I think as you're having this discussion, I almost said Alatar, Sovereign starts kind of glowing a bit. Wherever you get the feeling, Sovereign has something to say.
I'll pull out my spell book and open it up.
You open it up to a page. There's, as it is with most pages in this book, when Sovereign needs to say something, the pages are blank, but the writing starts to kind of like seep to the surface in like a dullish goldish color, and it says, you know, you can always just use plane shift. hell is just another plane. Dot dot dot. If you took the time to learn the spell.
Oh, such a bitch.
Reverie will look over to Jade very quickly and then back to the book, summon her quill, and write, is that spell in this book?
Fuck, I should have seen this coming.
Of course you should have.
There is a pause. A few more seconds. The ink starts to swell to the surface almost hesitantly. It just says in all lowercase letters, maybe.
What's he saying?
He said that there's a spell that can take me to where your family is
Oh,
without
great.
dying.
even better. I mean, you can always just dedicate your soul to Papa, and he'd just pick you up.
That seems like a kind of permanent,
I mean,
Thing.
yeah.
which, I mean, I'm sure your papa's a wonderful person.
He's great.
I will think on that.
Sure. It's an option, not a necessity. Also, if you have a spell, that's probably much better, because then you know the dying thing.
I will write back. Are you going to help me decipher this spell?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think the words come back to say, if you ask real nicely.
Why are your spellbooks always bitches?
Well, I don't really have a good answer for that right now. I will write back. My dearest sovereign, would you please help me decipher the plane shift spell?
Oh, God.
Sure, but that shit's 7th level, so buckle up.
I think Sovereign will write back, like, oh, so kind of you to say. We'll get there when the time is right.
I slammed the book shut.
Was he being the B word?
What's the B word?
The
Bad.
bad word. Bad.
Is he being bad? Yes.
Yes. I have a list of words. I open my binder.
Like a dictionary?
Yeah! And I flip to chapter 79. And I just turn it around and show it to Reverie. She's read this book before, but here it is again. And it's just a list of a bunch of swear words. And a bunch of different languages. And the chapter is titled Negotiations.
There seems to be a few B words.
Yeah. Grandmama was very specific and particular. I don't know what this one means. I just decided not to use any of them.
Okay. Well, I guess I will see if he is more approachable about that spell at another time.
Well, we have nothing but time, you know. We're going to be here for a few more days, and then we're probably going to go off to probably go off to find Alistair, and then we've got to go to Talom Tarim, and then to, I'm sure, other places, and that secret place with the Fedwin, where Fedwin is. We have to get there eventually. So, you've got lots of time to think, to bother him about it.
Yeah, I should probably talk to him more.
I should talk to David more. Ever since we've been on this adventure, it's kind of been, just mostly at night. And we used to talk all the time.
Well, at least David is nice.
That is
That
true.
makes talking easier.
That is true. He also is helpful. I feel like Sovereign's not that helpful.
Sovereign can be very helpful, but only when he wants to be and only on his terms.
That's rude. Or maybe it's just having boundaries. I don't know.
Perhaps some very, very large, well-defined boundaries.
Guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. But he could be nicer about it. This city really is pretty.
As you mentioned that, Jade, the gondola starts to come to its last stop on its route, actually down by the central market. As it pulls up to the gondola dock, the gondolier, still singing operatically the whole time, hits a passionate high note, so forceful that in some of the little cafes that are lined up around the dock, around the market, where there are people having their having dinner, a glass of wine, whatever. Some of the glasses shatter, so wine kind of starts spilling a little bit. But the crowd doesn't seem to be upset about this. They seem to be very impressed by this gondolier's range. And there's a lot of oohs and ahs, and some give some polite applause.
That was really impressive.
That was really loud.
He says, "Thank you, I've been practicing for years."
Well, it's really great.
Well, sadly, our journey has come to an end for the evening, but thank you for riding with me. It was lovely to have you. Please, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. She'll get out of the boat and help Reverie out of the boat.
Thank you.
Do you want to just walk around for a while before we go back?
Yeah, let's do that.
Great. She'll just hold Reverie's hand and walk the streets with their roses.
Are you wearing your hat right now?
Yeah.
Reverie is going to take her rose and tuck it into your hat.
Thanks. Well, now you don't have one.
That's okay. It looks good there.
Thank you. Just walk with her.
So I will continue, and I will ask Reverie, before or after or during this gondola ride, is there anything that Reverie wants to do with this downtime this evening?
Not get kidnapped.
I'd say that could be
Or eaten.
Oh no, that's not on the list. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you notice a rock flying above you. No, I'm kidding.
I was still waiting for high or low.
No, it's a you know, it's actually a quiet, calm, and it's a very pleasant evening. That has no hint of threat within it. That you are able to enjoy. Next.
Yeah, I have no other plans.
Okay. Next name I see in my list is Ren. Ren, is there anything that you would like to be doing during this evening of downtime?
I am on professor monitoring duty.
So Ren is hanging out with Professor.
Listen, Ren doesn't know that there are special moon apples in that orchard. Somehow we haven't found them yet. So y'all better make sure he doesn't find out, because we will take care of that problem. And we will make a new problem, a shortage of moon apples.
Well, Professor, you seem to have a Ren Guardian with you this evening.
Really good. I'm an angel on his shoulder.
Anything Professor wishes to do.
You wish you were an angel on my shoulder. You are seriously more of long, like a ball attached to a chain.
We can make that
How
happen.
long, Red? We're going to do science.
Not
By science,
again.
I mean magic. And by magic, I mean very dangerous magic. And by very dangerous, I mean you're going to be bored out of your skull face. I have a lot of research to do. There was a very powerful spell that I don't understand and I want to learn. We're going back to my room,
Okay.
and we're going to read. And we're going to write. And it's going to be so much fun. You're just going to enjoy yourself so much. And he will head back towards the Corvus, where all of his stuff is.
Wait, we are staying in and reading? This is the best night ever.
No. Reading's just part of it. Have you not done research? Okay, so I have the scroll magic jar, and there was all kinds of alterations done to it to trap Sophia's
I'm not going in a jar.
soul into a crystal. Oh, keep up. Anyways, there's a lot of alterations done to that spell to make that happen. I need to understand what exactly was done to make it happen, because any number of things can be done when you prevent a spell. I mean, look what happened when I did that to a fine familiar. I got a squidling from the void instead of a cute puppy or a kitten or something.
I've not seen a puppy familiar before.
Oh, you simply haven't lived. You know, after all this is done, you should come back to Ekra with me. They have all kinds of familiars. You know, I once knew of a wizard who had a familiar who was a Sphinx of Wonder. It's like a cat with wings.
That does not sound real.
It's real.
I think you are making that up.
Oh,
It's
my
real.
Maria, the great and wonderful, has a lot of great and wonderful things that he could teach. He barely died like 200 years ago. I mean, he was very, very powerful and fun. Great at poker.
So, reading is what I heard.
Yeah. Yes, Red, we're going to go read.
Excellent. I'm very excited about this plan.
Right. Professor and Ren, the buddy cop duo. We're heading to the Corvus.
Yes.
Anything particular that you want to do with this research, Professor?
I want to sort of. I mean, he doesn't have like a recipe on how to pervert this spell into one that can trap someone into a living crystal. So a lot of this is just going to be theories on what could be done to that spell to do exactly that in the way that it had been done. And he knows that there's a void element to it. He's not going to try performing any of these experiments or anything. It's all theoretical at this point, but it's mostly writing and then chatting to Ren about his hypothesis and how this could possibly work or all that kind of stuff. It's really just chit-chatting, but he wants to figure that spell out. He wants to figure it out, learn it, and I don't know, own it.
All right.
Ren will offer condescending advice and help as we go.
All right. So, Professor, you're studying this spell scroll. It is not of a level that you can cast naturally, but there are rules for being able to cast a higher level spell from a scroll. But you are not actually casting it. You're just trying to kind of like decipher the the formula and the components needed and what potentially has been altered from it. Is that is that my understanding?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me an Arcana check?
Can I help? I don't really want to help, but I'm here.
Yeah, sure, you can help, Ren. Why not?
Okay, there you go. Advantage. Get it.
All right.
Get it.
23.
Yee.
23. All right. So there are a few things that have to take effect here. In order for this magic jar spell to work the way it did on Sophia, a couple of points that you note is that there has to be a way to, in order to kind of keep the soul in this gem to a point where it needs to be freed by an external factor. One of the parts of this spell that you would need to suppress is the ability of the creature casting the spell to project their soul out of the container, either into back into their own body or to possess another humanoid. So there is definitely some kind of like suppression effect going on here. With that in mind, Professor, I would like you to give me an insight check, or Ren could give me an insight check also, as I assume Professor might be positing stuff out loud as he is researching.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think he ever stops talking.
All right.
22 on my part.
Okay. I think you
21.
both come to the conclusion at the same time. You've seen what kind of magic the void can produce. It is insidious. It wants to spread. It wants to live. And while in your past research, Professor, and from your own experimentation, you know that it can give life, but it also wants to consume. So injecting some of the void, the both of you I think can kind of talk this out together as you're kind of figuring out the components of the spell. In injecting some of the void into a magic jar kind of spell, you come to the conclusion that it can, that consumption is kind of the piece that would prevent a soul from escaping. So while Lorenzo and Sophia at the time called it soulsmithing, I think you would come to the conclusion that it was really just not it's just putting a shiny label on something else. If you understand what I mean. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the void's natural affinity for consumption can suppress certain aspects of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
I think there'll be a little bit of an aha moment where he thinks like, if that's being done on this spell, how many other spells that have multiple different components and outcomes to it where we could use the void to suppress certain parts of it? Or even if we could figure out a way to use the void to create a new spell based on the suppressing of spell effects in general. I mean, those sorts of things kind of already exist, but I mean, I bet if we were to work this out, I really think we would have a strong case of being able to create a crystal or a object with similar properties as the crystals that they use at the Palazzo to suppress magic and create anti-magic zones.
Okay. But why would you want to do that? You hate those crystals.
I hate them for myself, but if we have control over it and we can define the parameters, we can create theoretically, to create smaller, personalized anti-magic zones, or even, in Ekram, in Canaan, the place where these stones are used, they also had small crystals that the soldiers, the city guard would carry around on them that would nullify the anti-magic effect. I would assume that perhaps we could even use this to create something of that magnitude without having to go all the way out there and buying one for absorbent amounts of money. I think we might have something here.
Is this the time I should remind you that the void is not always reliable and does not like to be tamed?
See, the thing is, it's not reliable when you try to tame it. The key is not to try and tame it. You don't wrestle the void into submission. You accept the void carefully, with reason, and know where the line is.
Where is that line again?
You don't know where the line is until you cross it.
That is a terrible strategy.
Yeah.
And you're out here yelling at Jade.
He knows where the line is, and he knows how to not cross it.
No, I don't think he does.
I'm going to inject two more things here too, Professor, that I think you've touched upon during this conversation. The first is, it is kind of about the kind of like the give and take aspect of the void, where it does consume, it can also give. So while you notice that a part of this spell also is that if the body is, if the vessel containing the soul is destroyed, if it's more than 100 feet away from the body, the soul dies. You feel that, where the void had to consume one thing, which is the ability of the soul to leave the gem at will, it has to give something else back, which I think you realize is now the ability for the soul to just return to its body wherever it is, as long as that body is still alive, essentially. The second thing that I think you've hit on during this conversation is talking about using this to kind of create something new from it, to be able to, taking the crystals out of the Palazzo, being able to manipulate these and kind of change its properties. I think you are reminded of the letter that you found in the Red Hood Thieves Guild from one of the echoes that alludes to such a thing in Talam Tarim, which I will once again display on the screen.
There it is.
Uh-oh.
I think you'll just kind of sit on that a little bit. There's all kinds of places that they need to go in this continent, and this is certainly one that will hold some significance for his just personal interests. But you'll kind of tuck that away into his mind. He's like, all right, Bren, come with me.
What? No, we were reading. It was enjoyable.
He puts on it, he throws his coat back on. He's like, we're going back to Palazzo Goldwater.
Again, why? You don't like it there.
I don't like it there, but I need you to stand watch while I pluck one of those bits of crystal out of the walls.
Can I watch from the orchard?
I have experiments to run.
You
Well,
could
if
just
you can
ask
find
for
some
one.
out there, then for sure you can go get some apples or something. Just don't.
Literally just ask for one. They seem to be giving us anything we want.
Well, if I can't find one in the walls that I can pluck out myself, then we'll do that.
Why is your first inclination to engage in thievery?
It's only thievery if you get caught, and that's why you're there.
I do not believe that is how morals work.
I am a mischief spirit from the woods. My entire essence in life being revolves around chaoticness. And why is it still surprising to you?
It's not surprising, merely annoying.
Well, you choose to be around me.
I know, it is entirely
I'm
my
going to get
fault
you a
at this
coat so
point.
you can have a dramatic way to leave a room. Come on, let's go.
How is that going to work with my lower body? My butt is very big.
Well, that's a you problem.
No, it is not a problem until you try to put a coat on it.
He
I think
flares his long
um,
jacket so that it catches the breeze as he walks out the door.
Does it, like, accidentally knock some shit off of a side table, too, because it smacks that?
Maybe.
Does now.
As someone who wears a long coat like that, yeah, that shit happens way more often than you want it to.
It would have been cooler if you didn't accidentally knock something over.
Mm-hmm.
I think on your way out of the Corvus, you guys will run into Yuki, coming back with a cup of tea for Professor, or with the tea for him.
Oh, Yuki, is that a cup of tea?
Professor, this is perfect timing. Yes, here, this is for you.
He will snatch it out of her hands, throw it back like a shot of whiskey, put his arm around her shoulder, and he's like, "Come on, we're going to go do stealing."
Did you already brew it on the way here? Did you just have a bag of tea that hasn't been brewed yet?
She had to buy it brewed. That was, like,
I
part
had
of
to
the
buy it
consistency.
brewed. I misunderstood. I had to buy it brewed. Like, I couldn't get the loose leaf tea. I had to buy it brewed.
I
It's
think
like,
Go said you couldn't get the ingredients.
I will clarify to say that you could get like a tea bag of it. That's enough to make one.
okay.
She's not going to make you leave with a cup of tea.
I mean,
That's way funnier.
It
this is
funnier.
fucking Fantasy Venice. I don't
Funnier,
know.
we were down for that.
It is funnier.
Right?
I was gonna let it ride, but thinking about the logistics of it.
I mean, she's got burning hands. She can warm it up. What? She can fucking do things. Either way, whether she has the cup of tea already brewed and warms it up, or she goes back, I think she'll, if she has just the tea bag, I think she'll be like, Professor, this is the tea. You need to drink this before you leave, wherever you're going.
Well, you're coming with me, and is it liquid or is it just a tea bag? You've got like a mobile tea set, don't you? Brew it on the
High or
way.
low? High
It's
or low,
funnier now.
Professor?
Always high.
Always high. It is a cup of tea. Lukewarm cup.
Yeah, he totally yanks it out of your hands, like shoots it back.
Yep.
Hands you the cup back, and like pulls you along with him by the shoulders.
Perfect. She'll let herself be pulled along. She's how do you did you feel any different after drinking it?
Do I feel any different after drinking it?
I should fucking hope so.
Yeah, you feel a bit more pep in your step. It has removed a level of exhaustion.
He just sort of like stops and does like a Kramer. Yes, that feels great. He does one of those like jumps up and clacks his heels together in the air and then walks faster.
Yuki just looks at Ren and goes, it was supposed to make him not as tired as he was. I guess it worked.
Oh, well, thank you. He's already not tired, and now we are going to do chaos and steal things from the Goldwaters. Excellent plan.
Welcome to Team Chaos, Ren. You're gonna love it here.
I've been
No,
here.
you're probably gonna hate
I've
it here,
got
but you
some
have no
real
choice, really, do
Yuki
you?
Yuki will go along with Professor and Ren for shenanigans, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And just think, Ren, if you fail at stopping us from getting caught, you're both becoming Triceratops.
Yuki quietly goes, yes.
I'm not sure if I hate this idea. How many apples can a Triceratops eat?
I would assume so many.
How big is a
You
Triceratops stomach? I
ruined the
have
entire
important
orchard.
questions.
We have time.
The poor staff members at the Goldwater House. How the hell are we getting a Triceratops out of here? We don't.
Yeah, keep in mind the wedding isn't like a day.
Eh.
Triceratops don't care.
No.
That sounds like such a splash page of a comic book. Just a Triceratops loudly announcing, "You can't arrest a Triceratops."
Yes.
So any of the folks who have the AI creator, I will expect to see that shortly. Because that's fantastic, Neville.
They'll head back to the palazzo. His intent is to see if he can find any bits of crystal that's like not necessarily like powdered and mixed into paint or anything that could be like yanked out with a knife or anything like that. Not jumping right into like direct thievery, but he's tasting it out.
All right. Give me an investigation check. And are you trying to hide this from the house staff?
Are there house staff outside right now?
Oh, are you doing? Are you trying this outside?
I'm starting as well. I guess does the effect only start once you cross the threshold into the inside?
Yes, it's once you're inside the building. So, like, if you're outside,
Oh.
like in the garden, if you're outside the dock, there's no effect. But once you're inside, like the building itself, is when the effect takes.
Yeah, he'll go inside and try his best to try and conceal what he's trying to do. If someone comes up to him and asks him what he's doing, he's like, "Oh, I forgot something in my room the other night."
So first, let's see if if you encounter. I'll tell you what. Are you going to try to find a place where you don't think that the house staff go very often?
Yeah, I mean, he's not just gonna walk in through the front door into like the maid's quarters and say, "I need to dig around your walls." He's gonna look in places where there aren't staff or aren't usually much foot traffic for staff.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Ren, if you're joining, I'll need one from you too.
Yuki's joining as well.
Right, then Ren then Yuki also.
Perfect.
Okay, squad, here we go.
Let me switch to my stealthy form.
That is way better than I thought I was gonna get. I got a 16.
Okay.
I got a
You guys
use
did
of
good.
my inspiration. Two of them. Two uses.
Okay.
There goes
All
all
right.
my inspiration. All right, 21.
Yuki.
That's a
25.
25 for Yuki.
So I think you make your way inside the palazzo. Very casual. The house staff greet you as you make your way in through one of the doors. They go about doing their thing. I think you find probably like a service corridor or something that leads to one of the apparently dozen like dining rooms that are in this place, or ballrooms or whatever. That it looks like the house staff don't really need to go right now because either things have just been cleaned or maybe it's all been set up. But for whatever reason, you notice there's not a lot of activity going on in this room. So you're able to kind of make your way around. And, no one really is... no one's around where you're at. So you go into one of these rooms. Now, as you're here, I will then need an investigation check to see if you can find the source of one of the... one of the anti-magic crystals. See if you can kind of pinpoint where it might be.
Help me find these crystals. You better have. You better do better than I do.
The 9.
Nice.
Oh my god!
Good.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's
Love it.
hilarious.
Right,
Guys,
we're just gonna knock an entire wall down and take it with us.
you can feel the effects of it inside these walls where you're unable to reach your magic. It makes it very difficult to pinpoint exactly where you can find one of these things.
I can't touch the weave from in here, but do I feel the presence of the void still?
Give me an insight check.
Rolling so well on everything tonight. Insight.
Hey!
Okay. Give me one moment.
Joe is thinking very carefully about, okay, what am I opening myself up to if I make Void affected by anti-magic versus not affected by anti-magic? Which is going to screw me over worse later on down the line?
I mean, I don't think we've been able to touch anything magical at all since we've been doing stuff, because we tried it earlier.
On a 20, Professor, I think you find that you can touch it. I will also. This is also
How
a
many-
good time to remind everybody too that that abilities that you have where you don't have to cast spells, you still have access to. And
How many spell slots you have left, Ren?
Why? If you're in an anti-magic place, it should not matter.
I can't cast spells, but I can touch the void.
Touch us back, and you know that.
Want a cleansing when we leave.
Oh, that's quite manageable.
And I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I want to reach out to the void and see if I can use it to sort of isolate the location of this thing.
All right. So, how do you propose to do this?
I think that he will open up that proverbial door. There's that I kind of picture like in your inside of your spiritual person there is like a hallway full of doors, and they all lead to different parts of who you are. And at the end of the hallway, the shadowed end of the hallway that you can't see till you get close is where the void is. And you know, for the people who've been touched by the void, it's impossible to close it entirely. You can't lock it, but it's closed for the most part. So he'll open it just a bit to let it flow through, so he can feel it. Allow him to use it to feel around. He knows that the arcane corruption targets magic, and that an anti-magic device is really just a magic device who targets other magic. So he wants to use it to sort of seek out the source of this anti-magic magic to try and find it, allowing it to flow into him, and little by little, and without. I think he's going to be very careful. Like, he wants to keep opening it more and more and more until he feels the location of the crystal. But if it starts to get to a point of like 5, I'd say 10 points of corruption, then he will stop.
Okay. So, you have access to detect magic, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what you find as you open your mind to this is that you realize that there is a version of detect magic that you can use through the void. You can use a spell slot, or you can cast it as a ritual.
I don't have 10 minutes to spend trying to do this, so I'll use a spell slot.
All right. What is your spell save DC?
Gosh. 17.
All right. You go to cast Detect Magic, and you find through the void you are able to do so. However, with Ren and Yuki both being within your aura, I need them both to give me a Charisma saving throw, DC 17.
Hey. Ooh. Well, that's only a 15, so ouch.
Yuki?
I was muted. That's a whopping 10.
Oof.
Ha ha! Let's
I will
go.
use my reaction to chronal shift and allow Yuki to re-roll that.
Oh.
Can you still chronal shift with the void?
It's not a spell.
Chrono Shift
Oh,
is
it's
not a
not?
spell.
That's cool.
Then that is a 16.
Oh,
Still not good enough.
But thanks.
All three of you, please add 1 point of Arcane Corruption.
Nice.
However,
Sure.
using this spell, Professor, the entire palazzo lights up bright as a beacon with abjuration magic. You are able to find the source of the anti-magic in this particular room.
Is it a giant crystal, or is it just like a small one, or is it like several small ones? What's this look like?
As you point your direction, it's like a point in the ceiling. It seems to be one of the very blocks, like one of the very concrete stone blocks that make up the very structure of the house itself, and it is about 6 inches deep behind stone. So it's almost like a building block of the building, sandwiched in between several layers.
That is it's sandwiched between several layers, but is it large? Just so I get an understanding of the level of investment into this sort of magitech that they've put into it.
Sure. So it's about the size of a cinder block.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about the size of a cinder block.
And the entire size of a cinder block is okay.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be yanking that out of the ceiling. All right. You guys leave. I'm going to try one thing, and then I'm coming right after you. I just need to know. I haven't learned anything useful in so long. It's been here for half a year.
I'm starving.
It's so long, it's 2 weeks of my life. I need this.
That's 5
Just
days.
go so you don't get the taint, and I'll meet you outside.
The taint?
Yeah, don't be tainted by the goopy void stuff.
They're going to notice that is missing if you're taking that
I'm
large
not
piece.
going to steal it. I'm going to try and dispel it.
They're going to notice that too, I would imagine.
Well, they're not going to notice right away.
You're going to dispel a magic protection on a location that a multitude of dignitaries are coming to in less than 48 hours. That's
If you
the plan.
think for 1 second that this is the only one they have in here, you have got to be sadly mistaken.
No,
These
but
things
I'm
have a
willing to-
range.
They do.
And by the
I'm willing
time
to
they
bet they
figure
all
out
work
that someone
together.
dispelled it and that somebody's able to cast magic in this one spot in the house, we'll be long gone. Or I can just let them know that, hey, you live in a hotspot of void users, and this is not going to hold up, and they should be prepared for that.
That might actually be the wiser course of action. Perhaps you could persuade them to allow you to study some of these crystals so you can offer your services in protecting them better against the void in the future.
Well, I don't have anything to sell to them unless I know the answer first.
No,
And unless you
don't.
want to feel what it feels like when the whispers start whispering directly to you and only to you that no one else can hear, I suggest you go outside.
Fine, figure it out. Enjoy yourself. Come along, Yuki. I would love to show you some more of the apples. Alcindra showed me some very nice ways to help them regrow.
Yuki will start to follow Ren out and then pause and turn around to professors. You sure you'll be alright?
He just grins like, no. But that's the fun of it, isn't it?
No.
But Ren's had a long rest. You'll know. I give you permission to cleanse my... corruption. I was going to say cleanse my taint. I'll cleanse my corruption,
Oh my god.
even if I come out and say that I don't want it.
I do not want to cleanse your tape, but I will cleanse your ashes if that's all we find remaining.
Oh my god, get out.
Oh my god, get out. Alright.
And-
Yuki will follow Ren out.
I and the professor, just because he has to know, is going to want to channel the void in small amounts, in the same way that he did to open himself up to use the spell to try and target the block and use the void's consumption to remove the anti-magic properties from the block.
Give me an Arcana check.
That's the only thing I'm okay at.
Oh, with a plus 11. So I think on a 22, you're able to shift things around a little bit. You're getting used to kind of how this deal works. You know you're going to take some of the corruption in the meantime of this. But as you're casting the spell, I think you hear a voice inside your head as you're casting this, and you hear that voice say, if you want to continue using this so much, then why did you give up the marble?
He winces, and he knows there's a voice in his head, and that this is clearly not something that's normal. He's like, I didn't give it up, I lent it out, and I didn't really want to do that either.
Then why did you?
You again! Don't you have a new person to chase around that's made a deal with you in some capacity?
You kind of feel like you don't really see the face. You just recognize the source of it, and you feel it more than you see it. It's just kind of like a shrug and just kind of not answering the question.
He kind of screws up his face a little bit. He's like, look, I get it. But I assure you, I'm not the one who's going to get you the soul you want. You have to be pretty dire straits before I even consider that. I will give up this entire endeavor before I let you have another crack at what you were trying to do before.
Maybe it is better in her hands then.
He doesn't really respond to that. It's like, yeah, I was always the wrong tree, you know. I was there when the maws opened up and the souls of all the people who fell because of you came pouring into the afterlife.
Oh my god. Hang on.
They didn't. He ate them. He's a lich.
No, this is good. This is okay. You feel the face change, and it says, "I wish I could have been there to see it. What a glorious sight it must have been." With that, you're able to cast your Dispel magic. The magic that created this block is much higher than the Dispel magic base spell itself. Are you upcasting it, or are you keeping it 3rd level?
I'm keeping it 3rd level. I just want to know, like, I feel like, well, I guess this is up to you to determine, but I feel like through casting it, even if it fails, you know that I'm hoping I might get like an inclination that if I were to upcast it to the right level, that I could turn this off.
So you will first take 3 points of corruption for the spell.
Okay.
And I will need you to, if you are honestly trying to dispel this effect, I will need you to make a check with your spell casting modifier.
A check with my spell casting modifier.
Yeah, so it'd be like whatever your bonus is to spell.
Yeah, my intelligence check.
So I think it's probably like intelligence and proficiency. Keeping in mind that you are still affected by 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah. I think that if it doesn't dispel on its own, I'm searching mostly just for the insight that if I went all in, then I could.
Okay. If you went all in, I'd say, yeah, you could probably knock out 1 brick at a time, but that's not going to bring the whole thing down.
No, I'm not trying to bring the whole thing down. I'm just trying to learn a thing.
Yeah.
I will stop, release the void, kind of feel that icky kind of oily residue stuck to his soul, like dropping your hand into a bucket of water that has like that oil slick on top. You're not in the water anymore, but the oil remains, and he's just kind of it's good to know. I can use this information. Kind of gives his head a shake. Bips. Throws on a happy face and bips into human professor mode. And he will trot out after his friends.
Oh, look, you were all in one piece.
Clean me. Cleansing.
Clean me.
Moisturize me.
Exfoliate.
I got the poo on me.
Ren is going to use his free casting for himself because fuck this shit, and he will use the first additional casting he has on Professor.
All right. Yeah, the amount that you guys have both been exposed to low enough that the spell that Ren has access to completely cleanses you.
Okay. Ren will turn to Yuki. Would you also like to have the corruption removed from you?
I think Yuki will kind of stretch, kind of look inside a little bit, see how she's feeling. At 4 points of corruption, Yuki probably doesn't feel much, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you're not feeling any adverse effects or anything like that.
No. I'll be okay for now, Ren. Thank you, though. I don't have many exposures, so I should be okay. If it changes, you'll be the first to know.
Please
No,
do
you
ensure
won't.
that.
You
Well-
will not.
What
Let
do you
me
mean?
teach you something that I've learned. It's that when you feel the corruption, you don't feel the corruption. All the effects of the corruption are, it's you, it's your thoughts, it's your feelings. You don't know that you're being corrupted until after it's gone. You think a certain way, you want a certain thing, you'll believe something out of the ordinary. something that you wouldn't have previously. You start feeling a certain way about people that you wouldn't have before. But those feelings, they're real. They feel real. The void doesn't just hold up a cue card and say, you feel this certain way. You feel them. You genuinely feel them, but it's because of the void. And once it's gone, then the feelings go away. And that's when you realize that you were under the influence. You don't know it until after the fact. So yes, please take it. Ren's not out here. We're not fighting the void today. We're just doing research. If Ren can clear it, let him clear it. Please.
Yuki will kind of shrug and say, well, if it means that much to you, Professor, then sure, Ren. If you do not mind, if you have the capabilities, you are more than welcome to cleanse any of the void that I might have.
Before she's even finished talking, Ren's already tapped her and her void is gone.
It's fine, you'll get it back later. But she gave consent. And that means as soon as you get the ability to do it, please go do it. Because if for whatever reason she gets exposed to more, or this affects people in different ways. Everyone's different. We just don't want to run any risk, especially with the wedding coming up. We don't already got enough to worry about.
That's fair.
Like undoing an anti-magic field in the wedding venue.
It's just a small one. The entire place is built of these things.
So,
and also he didn't actually dispel it.
Did you learn anything that you had been wanting to learn, Professor?
Yes. A lot, actually. Turns out, the anti-magic crystals that they use at the Palazzo to nullify magic doesn't affect the void in the same way. And using the void, you can dispel them. Now, these things, it turns out, these places are practically built with these crystals hidden deep down. Whoever built these places seriously have a lot to hide. Or really feel that they have a lot of enemies that wield magic that we don't want to get close to, but that's not normal. Even the elves who implemented this didn't build buildings out of them. They stuck them on walls so that way they cast auras over the city. They didn't build the city out of it.
That does sound mildly concerning. But families with wealth tend to be a little paranoid.
What do I know? I'm just a professor. But I mean, this feels excessive. Even for wealthy people with more money than sense. Right. Yuki, if you don't mind seeking Ren out in the morning, just get your checkup. / Ren, please help her in the morning. And for now, I have much to write in many, many journals. You can come if you want to.
Certainly. You might escape again.
You know,
Are we-
I feel like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you, based on how you speak, is that you may actually get a good night's sleep.
That'd be absurd. The worst thing that could possibly happen is they'll run out of apples.
You know, my familiar can just conjure fruit. Maybe that's something down the line.
So far, he's only conjured strawberries, which are not apples.
It's still fairly low level.
What if he is able to conjure strawberries that taste like apples?
That seems like a greater atrocity than the void itself is.
I mean, you haven't tried it. It might actually be very delicious.
Yuki, why are you saying such foolish things? I've already had to listen to the professor say foolish things all day.
Yuki 100% has a twinkle in her eye and just 100% just busting Ren.
Professor, do you have Jeffrey out right now?
Yeah, I think so.
I think here in this conversation, you see Jeffrey kind of reaches into his little coat, his little Paddington Bear coat, pulls out his hand, and there is an apple in his hand. But he looks at it, and he looks kind of like disdainfully at it, and then looks up at all of you and just shakes his head.
Holds it up to Ren, and as Ren goes to reach for it, he immediately engulfs it all in his face.
I got bad news for you guys. Ren is not reaching for that.
Professor, you go to take a bite out of it. It is fully made of wax.
It's delicious. This is the most incredible apple I've ever tasted. And he will swallow it to carry on the ruse as they go back to do science.
That is not going to feel very fun coming out the other end.
You don't know me.
Okay, fine. Prove me wrong.
Would that require you cleaning his taint again?
God. Anything else from the Chaos Crew this evening?
Oh, I'm good.
That's it for me.
Yeah,
Unless any of these guys want to go running through a wall or something.
Triceratops for everyone. No, I'm
Gosh.
fine.
All right.
You're going to become a Brontosaurus next time.
Oh shit, son. If I use the cloak of the bat, can I be a fucking velociraptor?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, I could just make you a Velociraptor.
Gosh.
I mean, alright, I'm not sorry.
Are you though?
Last but not least, we have Narco this evening. Narco, you have an evening of downtime. How are you looking to spend it?
I think I declared that she was gonna set up stuff that the former Thieves Guild could be renovated for better purposes.
Right, yes. So you were looking to do that with Livia. With the
Yeah.
Burnt Holdings. Yes, you can go and visit Livia. She is actually in her workshop now. There are the gears of industry are turning here. They are starting to turn waste products like plastic and I guess glass, whatever else, into building materials, insulation, and things that they can use to make affordable, sustainable housing. We're going green here in Travano, and Livia is leading the way. So, as you approach her in her workshop, she actually has taken on to hiring a couple people. So the staff here is growing. As she catches you, she kind of turns and approaches, and she says, "Oh, Narco, so wonderful to see you this evening. What can I do for you?"
I was hoping you might be interested in joining me for a bit of collaboration.
Collaboration? Of course. Yes, I owe everything to you and your companions. So, I mean, well, and collaboration. Yes, absolutely. What did you have in mind?
Narco will lay out the newly acquired property and her desire to see it repurposed, and how she's going to need materials, labor, and someone who understands how to use artifice for enterprising endeavors as well as her. So Livia fits that bill.
I think she'll go over these plans, and she seems very excited about the opportunity. Also, we'll let you know that for everything that you've done for her, she's willing to donate some of her time and resources, but obviously would like to have some kind of contract drawn up so that they're. While she wants to do as much charitable things as possible, they still need some kind of influx of cash to continue operating. So she would like to negotiate that out with you as part of the agreement.
Excellent. Naruko will set up a contract with her.
Great. Settle upon a reasonable price. Looks over the plans, and she's able to tell you that whatever it is that you're planning with what you have here, it is well within their scope to be able to accomplish. And it's just how do you want the design to look? We're rebranding a thieves guild here, so it's probably going to have to be noticeable.
Oh dear, if only we didn't have all this wonderful Mystic Mechanicus branding stuff that we've been just building up over the course of this campaign.
Fantastic. She's more than happy to ink the deal, and she tells you that in order to complete this project, she'll probably even wind up hiring more on, which is only going to benefit the economy here in Tremonto. So she says she's looking forward to seeing you in the upper echelons of the Goldwater Trading Company.
Yeah, girl boss.
Girl boss.
Girl
All the way.
to support girl bosses. Love to see it. What? So, question for Joe. What, if anything, mechanical comes of this, and what, if anything, cost-wise, do we need to budget for?
So, renovating a building. Let's see.
I was looking over the Bastion stuff, but I don't know if we want to do anything with that for this, since we're kind of like setting this up to operate freely and then moving on.
Yeah, I still haven't. I really should look over the Bastion stuff, and I just haven't gotten there. Let's see. As far as mechanically goes, I would say you're putting a bit of time and effort into this. There's a lot of branding that's going on. I'm sure as soon as the the ink is dried, there are those tarps kind of go up over the building. Vernon Holdings property that is sponsored by Mystic Mechanicus, and kind of one of those like opening signs that gives like a brief idea of what the like conceptualized images of what the space is going to look like, what it's going to do. I think it would bring the morale of the city up quite a bit to see that such a big name, especially someone who's going to be associated with the Goldwaters, is willing to reinvest into the city and into the community, into those who may have previously felt left behind. I would say mechanically, this would give you advantage on any charisma-based checks in the city, as you've garnered quite a bit of goodwill here. Not sure if it matters too much now, but some discounts at the shops.
I mean, we've got some time. We could still foment a revolution if we really pushed us.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's on the table. Let's see. as far as cost goes... Ooh, I have an idea that I can look through. Hold, please. So, the best thing that I can compare this to are the stronghold rules that you're using in KMaker. So I would say,
Oh,
I would say it would take a span of 30 days and 3,000 gold to renovate it to what your designs are.
30 days and 3,000 gold. Oh, sweet money. I had you for only so long. You felt it. 2 entire cannons have been sacrificed to make this dream.
Your sacrifice will not be in vain.
By the way, Joe,
We'll
did
remember this forever.
you notice that in the Dungeon Master Guide that there's new stat for cannons?
Is there? No, I have not looked.
Cool. They have a +6 to attack, and they do 8d10 of damage.
Oh man, what was I using?
It's great. I love them.
I love that.
But yes, the we are back down to 1,500 gold in the bank. But we did a good thing. Yep. So much community outreach, guys.
So much community outreach.
Take it easy, Scrooge McDuck. I told your fiance to get you cannons for your wedding.
Oh, then well, Livia is donating some time and resources, so knock it down to 2,000.
Yep. So schematics are drawn up for the Mystic Mechanicus Common Grounds. Coming soon. The exact particulars of the community outreach to be done, to be decided, maybe sometime, someday. Not really important, but it will be good. Excellent branding.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think the only things on Naruto's to-do list before wedding time, there's just like 2 landmarks in Tremonto that we haven't visited at all, and that would be the beacon and the casino. So Naruto would be interested to just pop her head by and see what's up with those places. But other than that, I'm sure business opportunities will probably take up most of her downtime right now.
Okay. So,
Only because Joe took the time to like put a big box with a label on both of those spots, and we've done nothing with them. And I'm like, I DM sad noises.
they were big ass buildings on the map, and I was like, they should be something. So, I put a box on them. So the Tremonto Beacon. So as you go there, would you have Marcus with you as you go? He would probably actually be like, if you told him you were interested in going there, he'd probably lead you there, honestly.
Sure.
So he leads to Tremonto Beacon, and he says, it's not much. It is an actual working lighthouse here. Helps guides ships in and out of the harbor, but the old man that runs the place, he's got a lot of good sea tales. He tells a lot of good stories, and going up to the observation deck at the lighthouse is actually quite nice. During the day, because at night the light is quite bright, makes it a little hard to see. So you can meet the guy who runs the. You can meet the guy who runs the beacon. He's an old sailor. He's got a bunch of old sailing stories to tell. He does tell a story about a massive floating city of pirates that roam the ocean. It's clearly talking about the Leviathan, which you guys have been to. If you tell him anything about it, he would be very surprised that you survived the encounter, as everyone has a different story as to what it actually looks like, though no one can claim to actually have been there, and claiming that you guys have been there is very interested to hear that story. But really, the beacon is not much more than a sightseeing landmark.
I will ask if the old sailor has ever sailed to Iceland.
Let's see.
All right, are we at Iceland? I might be getting my places mixed up.
No. You're on Averil. Iceland is where like Moonhaven and everything is.
Oh, I actually meant Uzura. That's where I'm.
He says, yes, I did go one time to see the great dwarven city of Dumdural. I hear it's had quite a history behind it.
Nice. She'll ask if he ever happened to cross paths with that one-legged dragonborn priest of the sea that Naruto met that one time.
Oh yeah, he's a surly bastard, isn't he?
Oh yeah, but his new leg looks. Well, he was very happy once he got his new leg. Maybe just uncomfortable.
New leg? I didn't know he was getting a new leg.
Oh yeah, she like pulls out from her briefcase like the drawings of the sketch that she made for it before she sat down and built it. Looks kind of like this. Went for sort of like a white porcelain vibe to it.
The lighthouse operator. His name is yeah, that's a name. But that's not how you spell that. Captain Maris Brightwave. Captain Maris studies these drawings a bit. He says, that's the fanciest peg leg I've ever seen on a sailor. You think you could do something about my eye? And he lifts up the eye patch, and there's just like a hollow place, like where his eye should be.
Yes, actually. Naruto has definitely already made an Ursat's eye previously to give to our cat friend from New York. So she could probably fix one up for him real quick.
He's delighted. Delighted, surprised, and very pleased. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on at the beacon. Old sea captain telling stories now has an eye. Nice view spot. As for the casino, it is your typical casino. You can play all sorts of games of chance and skill, cards, and roulette and other such games. To just spend some money, have some fun. There are bars you can drink, have a good time.
Naruto will keep this place in mind. She, from what she is told, a bachelorette party is like planned by all of the bride's friends, and they get to be surprised about it. If her friends have no ideas whatsoever, she can put this on the suggestion list for places to go and do things. Yeah. think that's about it for her.
Cool. So the Mystic Mechanicus Common Grounds, the construction begins. Rest of you enjoy. Everyone enjoys a nice evening of downtime. Finally able to take a breath. I don't know, maybe for the first time since you've entered the city, really.
Yeah.
So kind of a nice change of pace. Anything before you all? Any last things before you all get a long rest for the evening?
Any last moments?
Any last moments? Any last words before? Any
Just
last meals?
Only in any last word situation.
Naruko's silently panicking, knowing that tomorrow is probably when the majority of her guest list is going to start arriving.
Likely.
They got to be there for the rehearsal.
Quick, invite your mom to the bachelorette party. My mom was at mine. It's
And
not
your
weird.
grandma.
My grandma was the one. My grandma and my mom were the ones who bought me the lap dance
Yup.
from Hurricane.
Yup.
I feel like Mama von Grootzner would probably excuse herself from the bachelorette party.
Let's get a couple drinks in her, or introduce her to Oliver. I'm just saying.
Look, she was buddies with Brother Edward. She can hold her drinks no problem.
That's true. That is true.
She's gonna be talking about horses with Catherine Goldwater.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god, yes.
Alessandra's just like, there's two of them.
Yeah.
I think it's much
That's
more likely that Katerina is probably going to be spending her evening in closed doors with the rest of the Goldwater family.
Katerina's part of that family. Catherine is part of that family. She's the horse girl.
Oh my god, I just realized there's.
Oh yeah, you did Catherine and Katerina. Have fun with that, buddy.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
Those are different names. It's fine.
Yeah, we're really good at keeping our names straight.
Yeah.
Lyra.
Bella.
Definitely
Bella's something.
Belamonte.
Bella.
Except
Bella-
until they moved
Bella-
here, then they turned into Belafonte.
They dropped the M at some
It
point.
doesn't matter because their house is probably getting a cannonballed at some point.
Hey.
I mean, we'll see what happens after the wedding.
Just
That could be the honeymoon phase for Naruko and Marcus to be like, all right, they haven't complied with my demands in 2 weeks, so we're gonna go destroy the place.
Just before we leave town to go hunt down the cult, just Narco's like, "Hey, Vincenzo, did you find out what I asked you
Figured out
to?"
your
She's
shit.
like, "Oh no, it's just been so hard." She's like, just immediate broadside, and then sails away.
It's like 90 people in my family. I don't know.
There's a few left now, isn't there?
But I'll say all of the things aside, unless any last minute actions anyone wants to take for the evening, you'll all get your long rest.
Oh, actually, there is something
Yeah.
I almost forgot. When everyone reconvenes, Narco needs to take out her wand and do quick checks on everyone who has void, noting down the level of corruption they have and whatever signs or symptoms that they endorse.
I believe Chaos Crew is down to 0 with my efforts.
Yeah, Yuki's got
The
nothing.
only one who has any would be Jade.
Didn't
Oh, does Redbury still have one?
I'm sorry, do I have what?
A point of corruption.
I have one.
Revery's got one. Jade's got 20.
So Naruko will be recording that, taking note of any new things that seem to be happening. Again, she's seen Professor go higher, so she will remind Jade, like, she feels like she's getting, more of the void sort of directing her to do things. To come find Ren for a cleansing if it's if there's concerns.
Okay.
I think Jade comes back snuggled up with Reverie. Just like that, that thing that like girlfriends could do sometimes when they're like holding on to each other's arms and they're just kind of like walking together. Or at least me and my friends do that sometimes. So I don't know if that's just a me thing. But just like come up and then having Nariko direct everyone to stand around while she waves her wand. And then get the lecture at the end of it. Jade just looks for a moment just annoyed. And says, yes, I know what to do. Thank you, Nariko.
Thank you, Jade. Glad we have at least a moment to take a breather.
And then tomorrow the shit hits the fan. Narco, have you invented fans yet?
I don't know. Apparently, plastics got invented when I wasn't looking, according to Joe. So.
Man.
You can make like plastic-like things out of like banana peels and stuff.
Mhm.
Toronto is very
down here.
advanced. They got like the trade people live here, so they're probably this would be the best place to get bananas.
So, with that, you all will get your long rest.
Ew.
As we hit 11 o'clock.
Yay.
So, I think, Professor, I think that wipes out your exhaustion. I think you're all good at this point.
Excellent.
Woo!
Goodness.
Had a nice, relaxing night. Next day begins early. It's around 9 a.m. in the morning. Those of you who are staying in Palazzo Goldwater, you hear the report of a loud, like, steam whistle going off.
The fuck?
Coming from the direction of the bay to the south. And as you all kind of peer outside,
Leviathan.
and I'll say Narco doesn't even need to look outside to know what this is. This is the flagship of the von Grützner fleet, pulling into the dock at Palazzo Goldwater. Narco, I think it occurs to you that Mother has arrived.
What's the name of the
shit.
flagship? What's the name of the ship? I want to know.
What's what?
What's the name of the flagship?
God damn it.
The von Grützner.
I want to know. I'm so immersed. Fine, tell us next week.
I don't know, Neville, do you have a good name for the flagship of the von Grützner fleet?
Fortune favored.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well done.
The Fortune favored pulls into the harbor at Palazzo Goldwater. And that is where we will leave off for the evening.
Again, guys, nobody died.
Hell yeah.
And Reverie didn't get eaten.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or kidnapped.
Yeah. Impressive.
That honestly, that second one, very impressive.
Great.
There wasn't even an attempt.
I know. That means
I
the
mean,
next day.
that gondolier, like, who knows what he could have been.
Mm-hmm.
He got too wrapped up in the romance, though.
Fabulous opera singer.
Just at some point we realized, wait a minute, that's just a disguised harpy trying to use their singing voice to hypnotize both of you.
Okay, that would have been cute though.
I'll take nominations for inspirations this evening.
Yuki for finding a recovery tea for the professor.
I mean, Sure, she just went exploring. She didn't really do much. She just
Okay, yeah, but you found it through your exploring.
did.
You did. Good
She's
job.
but we know she's gonna be at the wedding now too.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Yep. And
Not if that's not a sensible bed pack that needs to happen.
and the other one's
Sounds like a
fucking
med pack.
Adora. The one that's making the tea.
I love it.
Meg.
Meg?
It's Megara from
It's Megara.
Hercules.
Is
Yeah.
it really? Oh, fuck.
That's definitely
mean,
Meg from the cartoon Hercules.
It's absolutely I don't know if it is, but it absolutely looks like
It
it.
absolutely looks like her for sure. Don't be mad. That's a great picture.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It was just
I mean, I can
instantly
see
what came to mind.
similarities.
It's just
It's
instantly what came to
obviously
mind.
someone used it like to base off of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's the hair mostly.
The hair, the purple, the drapey. Yeah. All good.
Yeah, where's that? Where's
Oh.
that? Where's that token? Let me find it.
I don't know. Let me see it again.
Where'd you go? Where are you, Elena?
You know what? I just realized
Yeah.
What?
if it works out this way, is the wedding's gonna happen on session 100.
Maybe.
Oh.
We are absolutely. I
Okay, I see
doubt
more
that we
now.
will get through all of the bachelor and bachelorette parties
Yeah.
and the rehearsal feast.
I mean, we might. We don't know.
We might.
Yep.
It is possible.
I've met us. We're probably not going to.
That's also true.
I've
I
met
mean,
us.
even if we don't get through all of it next session,
Yeah.
like we're very likely hitting the wedding at session 100.
Yeah.
If not finish the wedding, like starting it.
Yeah.
Because unless anyone has some very specific things to do with the bachelorette party,
I feel like it's not so much we have things to do at the bachelor party; the bachelor party is going to do things to us.
I don't know. I don't know. Professor and Ren are going to be with Marcus, so
Are they?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're on observation duty.
We're on
Babysitting duty.
observation duty.
Yeah, I'm observing that he's not a complete idiot. I hope.
Anomaly.
the professor.
I know Marcus more so. Professor, I already know he's an idiot most of the time.
I mean,
No additional data needed.
Marcus hasn't really done anything. Professor, on the other hand, just tried to steal stuff from their house.
Yeah, we had a conversation. It didn't go great.
Or completely disrupt their anti-magic nonsense.
Yes, I believe I pointed that out. Yes.
Ren had great points. Professor does not listen.
Yes, I'm also aware of that.
I would have loved it if it did go off, and then it's like, yeah, the anti-magic field is gone. You've now corrupted it. It's now void entirely. And now anyone who walks into this room is going to get a level of corruption every single time they enter and exit.
It's a time. Maybe it needs a
So
little time to set in.
you're using void to do stuff. We already see what it does to things. But I'm the bad guy.
Take
I'm
it
the
easy,
one who
20
selects
corruption
it.
points.
I'm not the one trying to corrupt people with it. Professor is.
That you know of.
Have you been corrupted by Jade?
No, but I'm very active in making sure I don't get corrupted.
Yeah.
As seen. So it's still Yuki for that potion.
Definitely tonight as well. Like, that was hilarious.
I thought Jade and Reverie had a really nice moment on the boat too.
Those were some cute moments too, for sure.
That was a very fun moment. I like that Jade and Reverie finally got some time together again.
Yeah. That was good.
I love the conversation of like, do you think I can visit your home? I don't know how you could do that without dying, but yeah, for sure.
Who she can visit?
That was really cute. I'm sure there's a spell.
There's probably a spell, but if not, just dedicate your soul to
Nice.
Papa, and he will definitely come pick you up, and then you can come and hang out. Reverie's like, that seems like a real permanent solution for a sleepover.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Sovereign being like such a
I love
sassy
Sovereign.
bitch. Why are Ben? Why are your spellbooks always so sassy?
It came that way.
Because my characters aren't.
Oh. I'll do it.
Oh my goodness, it's funny.
Yeah, I'll back up Yuki.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Was there a second?
I said
Okay.
professor.
Professor did do
Nonsense.
some.
I mean, he did some pretty
fun-
good nonsense.
Professor did do some pretty good nonsense. I'll go with that.
Alright. Sounds good.
Now, what spell should I prepare for the shenanigans? That's going to
I don't know.
be something we're definitely going to have to think about. Do you think I'll need Death Ward? Probably. I should keep that one.
I
The
mean,
bachelor party?
might
I would hope
not
not.
be a bad idea.
I'm just maybe I got a locate creature we can throw on there when inevitably someone gets kidnapped and or
Someone is going
misplaced.
to get lost.